everybody, and welcome to Lost in Theaters. I said that really funny, but yeah, Lost in Theaters, the podcast where we're going to talk about movies that have slipped through the cracks of modern pop culture and mainstream media. I'm Rachel, and I'm here with my beloved sister. Would you like to introduce yourself?
You hesitated slightly too long there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Ruth.
Oh, good.
Yep. And I'm gonna act as your sounding board. Is that the deal here?
Yeah. Well, I'll just tell you about...
I'll be that alternative perspective.
Alternative perspective, because I'm generally very positive. I'm generally someone who's like, I love movies. And it's, I'm very generous. And you're a little more...
Well, that's apparently not my deal.
You're just a little more, precise about, I didn't like that thing. And to me, it comes off as really negative, but I'm sure for you, you're just like...
Well, it was a fine movie.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Liking things in general. It's working on that.
Good!
I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, right, like I sort of mentioned at the beginning, this idea for this podcast came about when we had Disney Plus, and I was scrolling through, Disney Through the Ages section, and I just kept seeing these movies that were, I had never heard of them, and then I would look them up, and it would either just be a plot summary of the movie. Then I didn't want that because I don't want to spoilers, right? Mm-hmm. And nobody was talking about them, and so it was like they had been lost in the theaters. Dun, dun, dun! And so I was like, you know what? Why don't I watch these movies and create a place for someone to, if they wanted to know what this movie was, get a little information about it. So I'm thinking there's going to be 3 parts to the podcast. Okay, there's going to be the 0 spoiler minimum basis section where it's if you, we'll give you where, what sort of mood you have to be in to watch the movie, and who could sort of generally enjoy it.
Yeah.
And nothing really content wise that's and then the next one will be light general spoilers, plot wise. Mm-hmm. And then the final section will be
and then he died.
Right. The deafness and the
You can freak out about
what
happened.
They got married. Yeah,
okay,
that sort of thing. If that happens in the movies. Yeah. So, I picked the movie that started this whole process because it's on Disney Plus for those who have Disney Plus, and it's the 1978 Disney movie The Cat from Outer Space.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That reminds me of what were those? The movies about the 2 people that were aliens, the kids, and
Escape to Witch Mountain.
Yes.
More on that later, folks.
But this is totally different. I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, I can't speak to that yet.
Okay, right. Third half?
Second half.
That'll
be the middle part.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. So, to start us off, because it's a Disney movie from 1978, if you are not mentally prepared if you don't have any love for
old
Disney movies, you will not enjoy this at all.
Noted.
It feels like the Apple Dumpling Gang, and That Darn Cat, and Escape to Witch Mountain.
Okay.
It comes from this, the way that it's filmed, and the way that it, even the audio quality, and, and the way that, they video people in cars, you can tell they're not outside. Yeah. It's just a little bit, And that's fine. And especially, if you grew up watching these movies, there's a special place in your heart for this kind of movie.
Right.
Right? And, and so if you, if this isn't your thing, this will not be your thing. So, yeah, The Cat from Outer Space, avoid that one if you're not if you're not, like...
And the title is The Cat from Outer Space.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yep.
Just outer space.
Yeah, and the poster is, like, there's this cat on it that's, like, reaching up at, like, this... And there's, like, a neon light.
Uh-huh.
And a spaceship.
Uh-huh.
And, like, maybe a little house in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
The Cat from Outer Space. Yeah. So, yeah, you have to be... To watch it nowadays, you have to be definitely in, like, a nostalgic mood. And, like... Yeah, so for those people who know what I mean when I talk about, like, the old Disney movies... you can branch out into this one if you want to try something new that you didn't watch when you were younger, for sure.
Okay.
Yes, Ruth, you look quizzical.
Oh, well, you asked, now it's gone, so I'll just wait for that to come back.
Okay. And as far as now, like, children definitely could watch this, and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not too jaded by the modern...
Who wouldn't enjoy it?
Oh, let's see. People who are in movies for spectacles. If you want to see something, like, really spectacle-y, this is not it.
Could you define spectacle?
Like, Transformers is pretty spectacle.
Oh, so, like... oh, what do you even call that? I
Like,
was gonna say just, like, action movie, but this is, like, even worse than action movie?
I mean, like, yeah, if you're, like, in it for, like, the cinematic value of, like, computer sound.
Which isn't to say that, like, action movies are bad.
No. But, like, if you're in it for, like, oh, look how that thing moved graphically and just wow, you know, like, if graphics are really...
How I enjoy graphics?
Yeah, you would really enjoy graphics. Although, you know, but if you're into, like, actually old-timey graphics, this could be fun to watch if you're interested.
You mean special effects?
Yeah, old-timey special effects, this could be fun to watch, but, yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Let's see, who else wouldn't enjoy this movie?
It's kind of a big question.
It is. It's really big.
Blind people, presumably?
Wow, Ruth. Wow.
Well, I don't know. Are the sounds? Is there, like...
Yeah, actually, there are things that if you were blind, there would be a lot of descriptive things going on.
Oh, really?
There is a certain level of, like... Again, I'll get into it, but there is a cat actor. So...
That makes me worry. Like, human pretending to be?
No,
or like this
cat.
Animal.
Right, this movie comes from the golden age of animal actors, right? Like,
okay.
Not quite the golden age, because it came, like...
Before or after Air Bud?
Before Air Bud. So, like, it's before Homeward Bound and Air Bud, right? And that was probably the golden age. But they still had, like, good... They were still, like, had the animal actor thing, you know, they knew about that. I feel like now they're more inclined to CGI things, and animals are less inclined to be, like, live action.
Complaints about animal cruelty, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, which is good, you know.
They weren't abused.
Well...
Okay. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, Ruth! Way to make it political!
Oh,
no, it's not.
That politics?
I don't think so.
Maybe it is.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Okay, well, back to the movie, which is what, Ruth?
Something about cat aliens. Cat from outer space.
The Cat from Outer Space. Okay, so I think we've given our listeners enough to, at this point, know if they would be interested if you wanted zero spoilers. Heads up, the cat is from outer space. So, sorry. That was a spoiler, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty big spoiler. I mean, it's in the title, but, like, you don't know if they're
like,
I know. Saying that, or if he's, like, spoilers. Actually from outer space, or...
Well, now we're moving on to the second part.
Oh, okay.
And we're calling
well played.
Minimal spoilers for those who don't want major things. Okay, so this movie, are you ready for my ultimate Disney cross-up movie? Okay, so this is a cross between That Darn Cat and Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh.
Like, hardcore.
Oh, like actually?
Like, actually. Like, the way... I mean... it's a cat from outer space.
Yep.
And they cast an actual cat.
Yeah.
So all the catness is still there. All of the, like... And then... But it's escape to and from Witch Mountain. And I looked it up, and escape... Let's see, Rachel. Can you find it? Yeah, Return from Witch Mountain came out the same year as this movie did. So I think they had,
so 2 ripoffs in 1 year.
No, Return from Witch Mountain wasn't a ripoff, Ruth. It was just a sequel.
Uh-huh.
It was a sequel.
Sure. I don't remember it at all.
Oh my gosh. But so, like, it was definitely... So, and not only... So... Yeah, you've got this cat that's landed on Earth in a spaceship, they've landed, but the problem is the spaceship is broken, and so it has to repair the spaceship the cat has to repair the spaceship in order to get back to the mothership.
So this is like a highly intelligent cat.
Oh, yeah, it's because it's an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
is sentient life, not just, like, a cat.
Again, spoilers. So what happens is, he's like, yeah, on our planet, we developed our brains to the point that we didn't need to develop our bodies anymore. Like, we developed our brains and you developed your bodies. So we're, like, super intelligent cats.
That is super ironic, based on, like, certain anthropological research that's happened lately.
Really?
I'll need to, like, find some stuff to send you, but the human back is a travesty of engineering.
Great. That explains my pains. Well, then. So, anyways, they were like... So yeah, the human bodies became bipeds, and the cats just got really smart on this planet, and now they have these, wait for it, special communication collars. Not just communication collars, they're also like telepathy collars.
I zoned out for 3. It was less. It was like half a second. And are the collars on the people or the cats?
Oh, the cats.
Okay, that was all I needed.
Just this one cat. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten his name, guys. This is so bad. It's like Steve or something. He's got an alien name, but they decide not to use that one. They call him Steve or something. Yeah. So, heads up, there is a lot of long pauses. You do, when you watch it, again, like, this is why this is in the minor spoiler section. Okay, so, there are a lot of, like that's happening right now. Pause. And if we were in a movie...
Thank you for demonstrating.
If it was a movie, you would be seeing some sort of action, but the action is kind of minimal, but the pauses are still kind of long.
Yeah.
And it happens at the beginning and the end, particularly. And so... Oh, and a weird thing about the credits at the beginning, they do like an old Disney movie. All the credits are at the beginning, but they don't, like, flash them at the bottom of the screen. They put them in the middle of the screen, so you can't see what's going on.
So, like, as the movie's beginning.
Yeah, but it's like the end credits in a modern film, but at the beginning...
Over top of the film.
The film, and you're like, you could have just arranged them a little more aerodynamic. No.
That takes investment and work.
I don't know. It seems it was a weird decision. Yeah.
Aesthetic.
So yeah, that's the basic plot of the film for those who are keeping track at home.
Wait,
plot? Alien cat crash lands on Earth and needs to get home, and so he has to enlist some human help to make it back. And is it, not is it worth your time to watch, but, like, I mean, that does happen. If you want to see that happen, it's a good, and it's in that style.
Okay. Spoilers?
Are you ready for the spoilers?
Yes, I am so ready.
Okay. First comment that I commented that made me laugh out loud, because, wait for it, we're in the 70s. The army comes, right? And they're like, well, I don't see any hammer and sickle on the spaceship.
You're kidding.
Because they're like, they think it's a Soviet threat. And I'm like, oh. I didn't even think, I was like totally not thinking that that would be.
No.
Yeah. It's one of those things that when it came out in the 70s, everybody was like, oh my gosh, the Soviets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a different issue today.
I know. Okay, so you know, like I said twice already, the cat is landing, and the cat has these telepathic powers to move stuff around with his collar. So he has to have his collar. It's like connected to his brain somehow. And so he can like open doors and move stuff. And in one scene he can make people do stuff. Like he moves some guy around because he like had to prove that he had these telepathic powers, right? That's how that works. Gregory from That Darn Cat is in this.
Gregory.
Gregory?
The guy who tries to...
Dax.
Yeah.
Yes, that man.
Who tries to date the sister.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of insane.
Yeah, well, he's probably just neurodivergent somehow. I realized the people that they pick on in these movies are probably just have, like, different set of needs.
Yeah, probably. He's a little intense, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one was prepared for that, so... Yeah.
Yeah. So,
what's Grigory's actor's name? Do we know?
I don't know, man.
Cool.
I could probably look that up. Sorry, folks at home. That one's for you guys. Okay.
There's the task.
So, they take the spaceship to a lab, and the cat follows them somehow. We don't know how the cat got to the spaceship area.
Flight.
But they get to so they gather all these scientists, and they took this thing off the spaceship, and they have them all examine it. And this is when we meet the young Dr. Wilson, young in quotes, because this man has so many, doesn't have so many wrinkles, but he's a wrinkled man. Like, he's got like furrow lines, and like he doesn't look young.
You mean aged looking? Not
Yes.
like sat in the tub too long.
You're correct. He's an aged-looking person. And again, I guess it's just an era thing, but my immediate thought was not young Dr. Wilson. It was like, it's middle-aged Dr. Wilson.
What are you saying about middle age, Rachel?
Nothing. Anyways, I'll get there one day. Oh, and this scene is pure gold, because it's got all these scientists who are like, doing science. They're trying to figure out what causes this thing to have energy, because it's like the battery for the spaceship, and they're like talking about it. And like throughout the whole thing, there are just random cuts to this cat. Okay, they just cut to the cat, and the cat's like sitting on the chair, or the cat's like looking around the corner, and it's like the cat. They just had this cat in this room, and they just put him in there and then just filmed him doing stuff. Like, it required no cat acting. It's so funny. It's like, wow. Yeah. But though, I forgot to say, the cat does speak though with voiceover, and he communicates telepathically. But this is the tricky part. I figured this out later in the film. It's not that he has to talk. When he talks, it's like talking out loud, but with his head, so everyone can hear him.
Okay.
So he has to actually whisper if he's talking to someone particularly.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat, but it was like, when I think about telepathic communication, I think it's like one-on-one.
Yeah, but
instead
it's
of
brain waves instead of sound waves, but they act like sound waves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Wow, that was well put, sister.
Thank you.
Do you want to let the cat in?
Disclaimer, the background sound is our own cat.
Yeah, you could if you wanted, just real quick.
I'll give that a
That'll
shot.
cause chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Wilson, it turns out, is a genius, but he's got like these crazy ideas, so nobody like can believe that it's this cat. Hi, Whiskers. Our cat's name is Whiskers. He's gray. He used to be larger than he is, but he lost a lot of weight because of anxiety due to the dog. That's a lot of information for you guys. But like,
True story.
Gosh. True story. Okay, so, the cat, where was I? Dog, cat, interview. Oh yeah, Dr. Wilson. Brilliant. He makes some comment about electric trains, and they're like, ha 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 ha, electric trains.
What?
I don't know.
Do they not exist yet?
I meant to look this up. We can look this up right now. Electric trains. Theories? Do you think...
I mean, I would assume that based on that reaction, they just don't have those yet. I mean, do they have those in the... okay, they have trolleys.
They were invented in 1879.
Okay.
So. And they were attached to wires. Aren't all
okay, so
electric
maybe
trains?
is the film itself set?
No, yeah, it's like modern day for 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1970s. Anyway, so they're like, what? And heads up, Gregory, who we're calling Gregory now from that darn cat, remember that guy?
Yeah,
so he tried to come into the meeting, but he's just like a paper pusher, and so they were like, go away, we don't need you.
Is he just always an annoying guy in movies?
Well, wait for it.
Oh.
Wait for it. So Dr. Wilson leaves, and he goes to his office to think or whatever, but Gregory, it turns out, he's on this phone with somebody, and he's like, they've got something in that, and I don't know, he's not really British, he's sort of like, it's American accent, but anyways, he's like, there's something in that room, you might want to know about it, Mr. Olympus. And you're like, oh,
what?
That's interesting. Okay.
Good talk.
Fun fact, Dr. Wilson has trained a mouse to run on a wheel and has this contraption, hooked up to it that makes his coffee and pours cream in it. So expect that in the movie.
That's almost like something out of JGD Bang Bang.
It is. It's like, it feels straight out of JJ Bang Bang, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so then, Dr. Wilson...
The movie, not the book.
Oh, right. Yes. For those book lovers out there. So then the cat follows Dr. Wilson because Dr. Wilson actually hit the theory on the nose and knew exactly what was going on. Wow! Because he gave a theory and it turned out to be exactly right. And the cat's like, hi, we need to talk. And he's like, what? And it's the classic, like, what situation where it's like, and then...
Yeah.
Hilarity ensues when they go to the military base to look at the thing, and they have to diagnose the thing, and there's lots of fun, like, floating stuff for those who are interested in that sort of thing.
Nifty bits.
Yeah, although I did see wires only once, so I was impressed. They actually had the guy, like...
You meant literal floaty things.
Yeah, like the guy floating through the air. Lots of fun.
Not just, like, random piece that they've inserted into the film.
Oh, no. Yeah, no,
Because that's where my brain went, with, like, the
context
mouse
of
on
the
the wheel
film.
for the coffee.
No. The cat makes things float to prove that and then he has to, Yeah, so the guy, he can have the same powers as the cat when he has the collar. He can just
who's the guy?
Oh, the doctor, Dr. Wilson. If he's holding the collar, he has the same powers as the cat. But by the way, this is a smart cat. It's not like he's a normal cat. He claims he's a normal cat, but at one point he has to, like, distract a guard for something, and he didn't have his collar, and he, like, was successful. So it's not like he's an idiot cat all of a sudden when he...
What do you plan about cats normally?
Nothing. They're not idiots. They're very sharp cats, really.
Razors.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. So then there's, heads up, there is just a little bit of romance for those of you who are interested in romance stories.
How? Between who?
There was another...
Please tell me no.
There was a female doctor who, like a professor.
Who shall remain nameless?
I've forgotten her name.
Oh.
She, and the other doctor have to work together to get this cat. Okay. And actually a third doctor, man, they're like a dream team. They all get let in on the secret because she had a cat and the other, they were going to have a play date, the cats were.
Wait.
But then what happened? Oh yeah, they brought a vet over because the space cat was pretending to be sick. Because they needed them to go away so they could plan their
Sounds
escape.
So bizarre. And, like, fun?
Yeah, it can be a little fun. Like I said, it can be fun. Oh my gosh, one of the cat's superpowers is that he can freeze people in place. Just, like, freeze them. And they're stuck like that for 20 minutes or 15 minutes.
Seems a little overpowered.
It's kind of insane, yeah. They're like, you're gonna freeze that whole military base? And he's like, nah. But he does, like, freeze individual people.
Okay.
A lot. It comes up a lot,
That's
actually.
Fine.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the major divergent point, right? You've got the whole, like, okay, the cat needs to get, they guide into the spaceship, it's great. Turns out they need a ton of gold to put, because gold is the battery for the spaceship, right? And so they have to get a ton of gold somehow. So how did they do it? Well,
pawn shops.
One of Dr. Wilson's friends, who's also a professor, turns out is a major gambler.
No.
And so they have to gamble their way to something like $100,000.
Where did this movie go?
So there's like this whole like 45-minute segment of the film, maybe 30-minute segment of the film, where they try to make money on football games, and they make money on they make this like really big bet on the 3 football games, and the first 2 go well, but then the doctor that comes over and knocks out the cat. So he could be, the reason they bet is because the cat can fix the games with his mind,
and they lose at football.
Well, wait, what? Not yet. Hang on. So the reason they're so sure about these bets is that the cat can fix the games with his supernatural powers.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so they're sure they're gonna win, but then the vet knocks out the cat. So they're like, oh no, we're gonna lose. They win the first 2 games. The cat's knocked out for the 3rd one, so they go to the bookie at the bar.
Aww.
They go to the bookie at the bar, and they get the odds up. This is like really complicated, okay? It's like how betting works, I figured out during this movie. Okay? And they get the money. But it was really complicated, and yeah.
So this isn't a children's movie.
Well, like, if you're cool with betting, like, it depends on where you come from, right? Like, Tom Sawyer, there's some gambling in Tom Sawyer, right? But if
also some other stuff.
That's true. Yeah, there are people for whom this movie is not. I really probably should have brought up the gambling sooner. It's just such a majorly weird plot point. I didn't quite know where to put it.
Gambling exists. Let me teach you in this section. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So they go through that. And then, also, heads up, this was the first one of, I mean, like, as far as old Disney movies goes, this had neon pink in it. Like, the color neon pink, like, graphically inputted for, like, something, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Is that unusual?
It is, for, like, I feel like it was on the rise, right? Like, putting neon colors and things.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. And the whole thing culminates in an airplane fiasco.
That's a little out of left field.
Yeah. So,
aliens, gambling, plane crash. What more do you want in a movie?
What more do you want in a movie? Yeah. Oh, and then when they're on the plane, there's one guy turns to the other guy, and he's like, "Do we bail out, sir?" And the guy goes, "We have no choice." And then they put on their parachutes and jump out. It's, like, really bizarre.
That's
like
an interesting philosophical question.
I know. It was very strange. But they leave the girl on the plane, and they have to go rescue people. Oh, yeah. There is also a cat romance.
I almost wish I didn't know that.
The same doctor lady and her cat. She has a cat. And the other cat from outer space. They're friends now.
Okay.
Yeah. Close friends.
Wait. The doctor lady and the cat from outer space.
No, the doctor lady's cat and the cat from outer space. Thank you for that consideration.
Just, you know, that seemed like an important.
Yep. And are you ready? Do you want the spoiler for the end of the movie, guys? It's a big kicker. Okay, here it is. Here's the end. The cat becomes a citizen of the United States of America while simultaneously using his mind to lift the judge while saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm working on it. I'm working on a response.
Yeah.
That's
the end.
What? Ta-da! I feel like there's some sort of social commentary there.
You think?
Like aliens becoming citizens.
I don't think they thought of it as social commentary, but I feel like it is.
Implicitly.
That it happens is probably a social commentary.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the cat from outer space, guys.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, and now you know, and you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want to watch the film.
Yay!
Yay!
I think I actually might want to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, we hope to hear from you again. No, that's the opposite. We hope to speak with you again. Maybe, next week. And this has been lovely. Thank you for listening. I'm Rachel, and
I'm Ruth.
Yep. All right. Hasta luego, everybody.